Hi. Okay, so I'm feeling really called to do an audio only, which is not how I used to record. I have not recorded in a very, very long time. I had a baby, I guess. But, anyways, this feels very cathartic to me. Like I'm revisiting a past version of myself. And I've missed her, I'll tell you, I've missed her. I've pulled some cards already. I have the Lovers. I have divine flow, confidence, let go of doubt and move forward confidently. I have the Raven Goddess, magic, fly into the darkness to reveal the light within you. And then from the tarot, I have the Sun, of course, the King of Wands, and then the Page of Wands. And then there's another card here that I've left flipped over until now. So let's flip it. Oh, it's the Five of Swords. Wow, and that is not what I was expecting at all, because when I was laying the cards out, my guides were telling me that I need to leave this one flipped over, and it would get my motivation going. It would get my flow going. And I just thought it was going to be something really positive. And it's the Five of Swords. Okay, so listen though. Right? Right? You know, some of my personal biggest motivations in life have been absolute horrific tragedies. You know, and that's just what that boils down to. So, anyway, I have made TikToks in the past of, very quick, hey, God wants you to know, da 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 da. And I felt very strongly guided to do that for a while. And so I did, and I was just being obedient. And, if I record these TikToks for you, God, will you get me out of X, Y, and Z? Because I ignored my intuition there for a little while and got myself into some trouble. So I was bargaining, of course. And anyways, now I don't know. I lost my train of thought with that. I don't know where I was going. I'm going to light some myrrh. It's an incense. It's a stick. And I have it stuck into a candle. I can't find my incense holder. Anyway, I remember. Just as the flame went out, I remembered my thought. I'm being guided now to channel for a collective. I watch a lot of collective readings by just a very select few readers. But I never thought about really what that meant as a reader, right? So I did the work tonight. I did the breathing exercise. I did the meditation. I set the intention, I pulled the cards, I set the space, the environment, the sacred space, right? The sacred space, protecting the messages that come through. And I asked, please put me in the frequency of the collective. What does my personal collective feel like? And tonight is the first night that I'm looking at myself as a leader of a collective, because never did I think I was going to be a leader. I was the one that was always chosen last and kind of the black sheep, stand alone on the side. Not like super weird, just never really fit in, but I kind of fit in with everybody at the same time. So, excuse me, anyways, these cards. All right, let's say the energy of the collective is very full. It's an auric field that feels very well contained, okay? Very well enveloped in it'll come to me. I'm looking at this card here, 22, Divine Flow, Confidence, and she has got the sun coming out from a little portion of her hair, right? And just the shape of that, and then in the card right next to that one, the magic, which actually is the moon. So we have the sun and the moon. I love that. And then we've got the fish here, the yin and yang, the balance. Right? And then, of course, the actual sun card from the tarot comes up. And now I'm looking at the Lovers here in the top left. 2 birds, 2 shrubs, 2 people, of course, and then the flowers on the top are actually symmetrical as well. 2, 2, and 2. Yeah, so the energy of this collective is so full and peaceful. And what I heard right before I started channeling was that the more that I channel for this collective, the more fulfilled I will be in my own life. The more that energy will come into my own life as well. Wow. I'm being guided in a weird way. I also watched this, I think it was on Instagram, a reel of this woman who's a psychic. Apparently she says, I was guided to the corner store and I bought, she got a pack of Marbreds, Reds, right? I smoked Reds when I was like 15 years old. Oh my God. Anyway, her guides took her to the corner store to buy some cigarettes. She went and had a cigarette with her dad, and the next reel that she posted was, I'm not ready to share the update yet. Of course, I haven't looked back on it. It just happened to pop back up. But what in her life changed? She claimed she was throwing a glitch in the Matrix, right? And I feel called to share that story. If you've seen it, comment and let me know who it was. Anyways, what was that about? There's gonna be some strange guidance that comes through, things that you just are not prepared to be hearing. Not bad, just some kind of like weirdo stuff that, not really like a test, right? Not like a test, but an opportunity to allow our brain to find new patterns. I love that reframe. That's finding me again since last September of 2024. Maybe it was a significant time period. Also, Charlotte, North Carolina might be significant in some way. Okay, so yeah, we follow. Go buy the cigarettes. Go smoke the cigarette with your dad. Throw the glitch in the matrix, right? And see what happens. We don't know. We don't know. It's going to be some weirdo things coming up, right? It's going to be some weirdo things. And then, the Two of Swords just fell right out as it did before, and I put it back, and it's saying, no, here I am. Oh, and the moon again. We have the sun and the moon and the sun and the moon 2 times. So there's also about the King of Wands and the Page of Wands, right? This is about a I feel like I have them laid incorrectly with their backs turned to each other. And that is the way they came out, but the energy is truly, I'm going to switch them. The energy is truly the progression and the growth of going from a page to a king, right? Fire signs. I want to say Tuesdays for some reason. I'm talking about the desert landscape here as well. And then over here, these cards are all water. And there was a time in my life, back in September of 2025, up until November, where I was choosing between the lake and the desert. A paradox like no other. The sun and the moon. Wow, it's about really gaining the clarity to see where your shadow lives and where your light lives, and consciously really making that choice. And if you feel for some time that your guides have been quiet, like you were really tuned in and connected, and then things kind of dropped off and you were left on your own, and not like they weren't there, but they weren't giving you a lot of answers, right? It was about choosing for yourself. It was about being in the absolute dark and picking away and just committing, right? We collectively struggle or have been recently struggling with choosing a direction, pulling a thread, and following it until we find out where it leads, right? Does it come from fear? I'm hearing, who cares? Who cares where it comes from? We have the power to clear that. Okay, close your eyes. Let's go. Deep breaths. Take 2 or 3 really deep breaths down into the bottom of your belly. Ready? Let's do one more. God, let's clear this now, today. Is there anything else that we need to know about this fear before we clear it? No, just clear it now. Take your hand, your right hand, and line it up with your chin. Raise your elbow and line your palm up with your chin and swipe upwards over the top of your head and down the back of your head and down the back of your neck. And then turn your hand and continue on clearing down your spine as low as you can go, right? Do the same again. We're going to put your palm in front of your chin. You don't have to touch yourself. You can just clear this meridian with your hand like that. One more time. Do it 3 times. Clear all the way down your spine to your root chakra. And I'm hearing right now that I am free to speak in terms that they're saying that you're going to understand me, and this is a safe place for me to speak freely. So that is something that I really appreciate a lot. I don't have that a lot in my life. So thank you for holding this space for me to express myself. Wow. That physically hurt my throat to say that, and that is significant to me as a massive clearing. A massive clearing. I had a massive clearing the other night, energetically, past life clearing. And maybe you have as well. It was religious trauma, right? And I'm being guided not to share all of the details, are irrelevant at this point in time, but maybe in the future, but it was a religious trauma clearing from my ancestral lineage, my bloodline, right? Which I have never felt connected to. But fairies, the fae, want to come through. And what am I hearing? Oh, this is different for me, a different way of channeling. What am I hearing, please? So it's like you were in a different location with a different person. Maybe you were trying to connect with the fairies, with the landscape, with some other type of entity. And they made promises to you. If you do this, if you make this offering, make this ritual, take these steps, follow these steps, and we will give you X, Y, and Z. These manifestations are about to come in now. You couldn't have them in the other place, right? Where this entity existed that you were praying to. This, I'm seeing a lot of rocks, trees, fairy gardens. That place exists around someone that they cannot bless. That person came into their space against the wishes of the land and the energy there. They're not treating it with respect. there's something about the way that this place was acquired. Whether it's a home, I'm seeing an apartment, I'm seeing land, and I'm seeing like a campsite, like a vacation campsite. I'm hearing permanent campsite. It was not acquired in a legally ethical way. There was something dodgy about the paperwork. And there's something significant about that word dodgy, because that's not mine. It's not something that I say. And so because of that, and because this entity, whatever it is that you were praying to or bargaining with, or, whatever, I'm hearing idolizing, they couldn't bless the person that you were with on that land, right? But they do have the power. I'm hearing make retribution, right? So whatever it was that they owe to you, it's coming in now. And I'm hearing now, like emphasize now. Something about a ring, like a door camera. Whoa, holy moly, I just got a bunch of cards fell out. But in a way that is, I'm going to take these 3 that have come out in a strange way. I have the King of Cups, and then I have the 5 of Cups, and then I have the King of Pentacles, right? Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you moved away from this person, this location. I'm also hearing maybe a job with a water sign, masculine, maybe just a smidge older. No, not older. Okay. So there was a loss incurred, right? Whatever it was that has taken you away. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So, and especially the way that these cards fell out with the King of Cups facing the 5 of Cups, the figure in the 5 of Cups facing the spilled cups, and the King of Cups on the left. Behind, once that grief period is over, and that person in the card turns around and notices the other 2 cups, the King of Pentacles is right there behind. Right there behind me. He's not looking though either. Okay, there's one more card behind it that wants to be, the Knight of Pentacles right behind it. Okay. So currently, your Knight of Pentacles, whoever's there when you're done grieving, right? Whoever it is, they're not in a place to be seeing you right now either. They're looking back on their past, not anything so crazy, right? It's not the Page of Pentacles, it's the Knight of Pentacles. They're looking back on a little bit of stuff they have going on, and I'm hearing financially, and they are making sure they're ready. They're preparing themselves actively. And I'm hearing it in that way specifically, that of course everything is an act of God. We know that. This person is actively looking at themselves and looking at their past and what it is that they would like to bring into the future, because they are a King of Pentacles, right? Not quite yet the Hierophant. And now that's okay, because that's where we want to find each other, right? We want to find those people who are in the same phase of growth that we are in. And I'm guessing there's people falling away. I'm guessing there's things in your life that have fallen away for quite some time. Years even, right? Come on, we deserve to have people in our lives that get it. That get it. Doesn't it feel so good to be seen, right? Even by the light of the moon. Even when you bond over tragedy, I'm hearing. Oh, no more tarot. We're going to go to the Literary Oracle deck, which I was using for myself. The Lovers came out, and then at the bottom of the deck was Love. And I just think, as much as we're not into love readings right now, it's coming. It comes when you least expect it, but just exactly when you need it. I'm hearing there's a car outside that might be significant. Oh, there we go. Wow. Okay, the risk taker. There's something about men with beards. Family and enlightenment. Whoa. Okay, I just had to check in for a sec because this is for me. And I want to make sure this is for the collective as well, because wow. Excuse me. We're going to just talk about it as it is, okay? There's a man who you've had to get away from. It seems like a baby daddy type of energy. And you've had to escape this person, right? And you're in the process of this rebirth. You've been in your enlightenment and you were awake at your highest and best self when you met this person, right? And they presented to be so as well. Emotionally capable. Shocker. He wasn't. But he has sparked his Kundalini energy, but I'm seeing it as only the root right now. Only the root is lighting up. It's not, I mean, when I awakened, when my Kundalini, holy moly. Okay, when I first had the release of Kundalini energy from my tailbone up through my spine, it happened in an instant, all the way up, right? I was overcome with emotion. It was an incredible physical feeling. I felt it. Okay? Practicing Kundalini yoga for PTSD on YouTube in the comfort of my own living room. Dangerous. Don't do it on your own. Dangerous. Okay? This person cannot handle the electrification. I'm just making up words right now. The ignition of the Kundalini awakening happening that fast. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the same capacity. Their root lit up. Their root lit up. Their root lit up. Their root lit up. Let's celebrate that shit, okay? We want healed men, don't we? In this world, and I'm not hearing we're ending up back together, right? No. No. But just for the sake of the universe as a whole, right? The grid as a whole. Let's keep going. Whoa. I am hearing moon water, candle magic. I'm recording this on the night of the new moon. I just got a puff of cold air on my right calf. On the new moon of June 14th, whatever. I don't know, whatever the signs are. Whatever. The protector is coming in. To heal, right? To heal whatever this Heathcliff wrecked within the rebel. Elizabeth Bennet. I don't know. But yeah, there's a balance now within yourself of your masculine and feminine and feeling the feelings versus letting them go and knowing when it's time. And you're really comfortable with who you are. And Girl Scout cookies might be significant. Gluten-free, I'm hearing. Go gluten-free. Everybody should be gluten-free. No, I don't want to say everybody, right? But I'm like a big proponent for gluten-free. It has changed my life significantly. The inflammation is where the anger is getting stuck. So you may be guided to do a juice cleanse. There's an olive oil, lemon juice shots, viral drink, whatever. Look it up. She's great. She goes, don't forget the cinnamon. Oh my God, I can't think of her name. Jen Jones or something like that. Anyways, I'm not telling you not to eat. You know your health. You know your body. You know your needs. But I'm just saying, cleansing and purging out the energy of this guy. Out of your physical body, like physically, right? You don't want to move into anything ever with the last person still all up in you, if you know what I'm trying to say. Gross, but that is what's coming through. That's the message. Real talk. I am also being guided to snatch up this wisdom of the chakras deck right here and see what's gonna come through for my collective. Owls might be significant, and I'm saying it like goofy like that because I'm such an Aquarius, and saying like the collective, everybody says that, every reader says that. Give me some new buzzwords. You know what else somebody just said to me was, oh, it might be great to take that class because even then you'll know the buzzwords that make people think that you know what you're talking about. And I'm going to pay attention in this class, okay? But if you can't speak about it in a way that people understand, I'm being guided to say that sometimes it is more important to be understood than to say it the way that feels the most natural to yourself. And I'm not disregarding authenticity at all. However, is the most important part of your authenticity the way you speak, or is it accomplishing goals? What do you value more? What do you value more? What do you value at all? I'm seeing the third eye chakra. Okay, it's the third eye chakra coming out. Travel deep within your consciousness to realize your vast potential. What is your third eye looking out for, please? Trust, family healing. Okay, this is about ancestors. You're being guided now to look at your lineage, to look at your ancestry, DNA, whatever. I'm not saying, I wish I could get my DNA out of ancestry DNA, but the fact is I did send it in. So anyways, I'm not talking about your soul family. I'm talking about your actual bloodline, okay? I am very white, very Anglo-Saxon, and I don't think about that area of the world before probably whenever the period of the most recent architecture, maybe 1500s, maybe 1500s, right? Maybe a little before that, I don't know. But what are we... Wow. I've got flies here. I have got flies in my house like you would not believe because my kids leave the door open by the pool. Flies are a sign for me of a major distraction. Alright, so look at your ancestral line, and her third eye is lit up too. And go back before. Like, I'm hearing this is like very kind of pure bloodlines. Like, go back to whatever your majority is, or whatever you feel most called to. I'm almost 50-50. My parents were the first to kind of mix nationalities, you know, but which one do you resonate with more? And how can you honor them or embody those people from way back when, way back before Christianity, okay? Way back to when they were living as tribal people. I'm hearing not to really say Christianity, right? Like, let's leave this open to whatever religion, mass government, before the modern age, right? Well, you know what I'm talking about. Again, safe space. Give me one more, please, from this deck. Can I have one more? Lion, courage. So courage and confidence have both come out. Be courageous and see your power in the world. I'm just hearing that there's like some kind of ritual or some type of magic, or like if you were in that time period, in that location geographically, what would your role have been in your ancestors' society? Because would you have been the seer? I'm hearing seeker. I'm hearing not necessarily the one who people go to have their questions answered, but to be the one to rally the crew that belongs together, that has a common destination, that has a common goal. You have the power to bring these people together energetically. Wow, that is quite the responsibility God has trusted you with, and that is beautiful. That's a wonderful thing. And here comes the Queen of Pentacles, and I still have the King of Pentacles out here too. And so, wow, yeah, you and this person are going to have a partnership, and there's going to be a lot of things that need to be managed, right? The two of you together are going to have your hands in a lot of different pots. Is that the saying? I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. There's a lot to manage, and I see you being together all day together. All day together. I'm getting a toothache on the left side of my mouth. Here comes justice. You have been spreading the word, the love of God, your energy in whatever way you're doing it. In whatever way, if it's your voice, if it's your energy, the way you carry yourself, whatever it is, you're making it really well known that your blessings come straight from God, and you're going to get paid for that. You're about to get paid for that. Whoa. And it's going to shock you. I just got the Tower out here. It's going to blow your lid off. Oh, wow. You're coming in to knock someone off their throne. Let's go. Let's go. What? Wow. And the Hierophant, did I not tell you? I said before that was coming out, didn't I? Wow. 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 Boston might be significant. London. Wow. Okay, so this person, because you went through what you went through and still kept naming God every time you got a blessing, every time He came through, you thanked Him openly, right? And that's part of what caused this Kundalini root chakra awakening in this other person, the past person. Their awakening is leveling you up in a way. It's like the reward for awakening that person is your own, your I'm hearing permanent parachute. No matter what you try, no matter what thread you decide to pull, there's always going to be a safety net, a backup plan, protection. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, because there's that another level of fear here. Should it be released? No. Should we look deeper into it? No. Not now, but it's there. Whoa. Yeah, so this time of your energy being small and of, take this with a grain of salt, okay? But I'm seeing like appearing as though you need help, right? That's over, and we're moving into a cycle where people look at you and go, how does this person have it so well together? And it's like, maybe I don't, but maybe I just carry myself like happy and confident because I'm happy and confident. I don't need to have it all together to be happy and confident. Yeah, Four of Cups. I can focus my attention on other things. and the Four of Swords. I can focus my attention on other things. I can focus my attention on myself and my spirituality and my self-care, and I can do it all imperfectly with a smile on my face, because who really gives a fuck, right? Yeah, I can juggle. I can juggle like a clown with a smile on my face, and I mean that in the best way. Not like just painted on with makeup, but like enjoying it. I can do some crazy, I can juggle chainsaws, bro. You've not seen what I've been through. You haven't. Whatever the devil's got for me now, yeah, wow. I just got the Eight of Swords and I got the King of Wands at the same time. Listen, I have been in that mental prison and I've gotten out. I've gotten out several times and I can get myself out again. I'm not going back there the same way that I went in the last time. I'm coming out on fire this time. You think I learned nothing? You think I learned nothing? Who cares? Let's just go, you know? Like, what do we have? What's next? What's next? The sun came out again. The sun came out again. Where do we find our joy, collective? Where do we find our joy? How do we feel it in our bodies? Ooh, I got the Three of Swords out. How do we find our joy? Through heartbreak, through pain, through sitting through the rain and watching the sun come out again and again and again, and the sun will always come back out. It will. Your joy will always come back, and that you can trust because you've seen it. Come on. Let's go. What do we got? What do we got? The Temperance and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. Ace of Wands, excuse my mouth. Wow, it's coming in really quickly, and it's coming in the form of angelic support. Your passion is being reignited. If you have been in a period of stagnancy, latency, I'm hearing, and wow, ooh, wow, I watched a movie the other day where the shark was being carried by pelicans, I think, or whatever kind of bird they were, right? Oh, and that's what I'm seeing, right? Just like a million angels around you, lifting you up, flying you to your next destination of I don't want to say passion again, I want to say special interest is what I want to say. Your next special interest is going to be delivered to your doorstep, and you, my friend, are going to make money doing it. Isn't that cool? And it starts with education. Money follows education. Oh. Yeah. You can go inside, you can pull a thread, you can choose one, and you are in control of your nervous system, of your pace of work, of your, what is this? This is it's a feeling of not being good enough. Why bother doing this thing? Because you want to see it through. And that's why. Because we want to show to ourselves that we can see something through, that we can intellectualize, that we can take this feeling that God has given us and we can figure out how to turn it into something physical, and we can birth through our hands. We can translate this energy that we feel into something physical and get paid for it. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. Yeah, we're getting paid for it, okay? What is the last message that wants to come through from the chakra deck? Okay. Okay. This is really fun. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing this space for my energy to expand and my words to be received. Thank you. Thank you. One more card, please. Here it is. I knew it was going to be this heart chakra, wisdom of love and compassion. Open your heart and see the whole world inside of you. Alright, I'm being guided to read this out of the book. And then we'll close it out. Here we are. The fourth chakra is commonly known as the heart chakra or anahata, which translates from Sanskrit as unstruck. It is at this energy center in the human energy body that we find the bridge between the lower three chakras related to our earthly life and experience, and the upper three chakras which take us beyond the human form. Some call this the living bridge between heaven and earth. In the center of the earth sits a 12-petaled green. In the center of the heart, sits a 12-petaled green lotus flower containing the Star of David, which represents all aspects of love, compassion, forgiveness, grief, sorrow, joy, and our heart's truest longings. The color of this energy center is commonly seen as a beautiful emerald green and sometimes includes pink. I never noticed that. Beautiful. The seed sound hum opens the heart on the physical level. It is related to the respiratory system, physical heart, lungs, and the thymus, which regulates the immune system. On emotional, mental, and spiritual levels, this energy is vital to our ability to give and receive love. Without this ability, our lives can feel incomplete and unfulfilled. The heart chakra is a powerful space to practice forgiveness and to create the life we are meant to live. The heart chakra is calling you now to find your way to healing. This energy center as the bridge must be cleared in order to work with the flow of manifestation and creation. When we are manifesting, we plant the seeds of our intentions into the root chakra, water them with the energy of the sacral chakra, and infuse them with the action and passion of our solar plexus chakra. It is at the heart chakra that those seeds begin to arise and find the blessing of our heart. Likewise, if we are creating from the energies above us through higher thoughts and inspiration, that energy needs to flow down through the heart to be planted in the earth. In either case, you are being called to heal the heart through letting go of old energies. There may be bitterness, pain, sorrow, or grief that you have been holding on to that needs to be released. It might feel like a loss to let go, as we often hold energy in the heart in order to hold on to the past. Surrender anything now that you perceive on a conscious level. For the rest that is unseen, set your intention and let go of what you no longer need. As you open your heart in this way, you will see all aspects of yourself coming into balance and harmony in the world. All of my choices and experiences arise from a place of love. And on that note, I love you. Thank you for listening. Please leave a comment. And I am really excited about this opportunity.